Welcome back, everyone. Tuesday night, open bench. How's everyone doing? I got a late day today. And, yeah, love those. And you know what sucks too is it wasn't even like a super good day. Like I didn't make like a bunch of sales or anything like that today. It was just busy, just a lot of bullshit like cleanup and going behind on things, and yeah, it just sucked.
Makes it better when you're making the money and you're busy.
Yeah. I'd much rather be making sales and making the money. That's
I meant to ask you, do you in your what you do you guys have like a season?
oh
Like where a certain
yeah,
time of
right
year is
now.
busier than is it the
Yeah, oh
holidays?
yeah. I mean, yeah, it was Black Friday last week, and we got Christmas coming up, and then so it's big on that side of it, and then on like kind of the retail side, like TVs, AV stuff like that, and then
Right.
in the beginning of the year we'll pick up on doing like more of like the automation stuff, like shade control, lighting control. We do more like we have a bunch of pre-wires going in, so like houses that are hey, thanks for the follow.
Erin.
So the yeah, like we have a bunch of pre-wires that are going on right now, which are like new houses that are being built, and we're in there like wiring for things, network and alarm and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that'll pick up like at the beginning of the year. We get busy doing that kind of stuff. Once spring hits, a lot of the builds happen.
Yeah, I meant to ask that a couple days ago. We were talking, I totally forgot. Erin, what is going on? How are you, our late night Missouri friend? Cosmic Cripple,
Mercury.
who are you? Account created November 10th. That picture looks familiar. Cosmic Cripple, what is your real name? I feel like we know you already. Erin, what's going on? Guys, my name is Dave. This is Aaron.
Oh yeah,
Baron.
no, that's Eric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Christopher,
Cool.
Lisa Girl.
Yeah, no,
Working on
he sent me a message earlier. He had an idea to do like a question of the day kind of thing in the Discord server, in like
that's
that
cool.
lighthearted category. Yeah, so you guys who's in the Discord, you guys go check that out. Once he starts putting that up, Eric's gonna work on like a question of the day thing for us. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
Awesome. You've been Aaron. How have you been? Guys, my name is Dave. This is Aaron. If you're not familiar with what the Open Bench is, if you're watching this late, the Open Bench is a platform. It's a judgment-free, safe place to come and talk about your struggles. If you think about a bench, the whole community is sitting around this bench. We're waiting for you to come and sit next to us and talk to us about your struggles, whether it be mental health struggles, trauma response, addiction, sobriety, divorce, abuse, grief, anything that's anchoring you from going forward in life. We want to be those people to help you. We want to be your ear, your rock, your shoulder. Just come and sit next to us on the bench and you come and talk. We're a family that's grown over the last 5 months or so, and we come here Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. And like I said, we're not doctors, we're not therapists, we're not counselors. We're just people who are giving other people a safe place, judgment-free, to talk about your struggles. Like I said, whatever they might be. So you come hang out with us. We can't make you talk. We can't make you tell us your struggles. But I promise you, if you do, you're going to get genuine perspectives. You're going to get real people giving real advice. We're people who've been through the grind. And I promise you, whatever you've been through or you're going through, there's somebody in this room, in this community, who has been through it and can give you a genuine perspective on how to maybe just pick you up a little bit, help you get through the situation. We are live, like I said, Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, 9:30 p.m. Eastern. But if you go to the Discord, that's the hub of the community. That's where we are when we're not on live, right? The other 4 days and the 22 hours a day, right? It's at Open Bench on the Discord. Go subscribe to us. We have plenty of rooms to come and hang out. We're chatting all throughout the day, just keeping in touch with each other, like family does, like communities do. So, like I said, I'm Dave. This is Aaron. Welcome to the Open Bench.
My dogs are being stupid. My furnace kicked on and the dogs. Kill it.
No,
What the hell?
Lisa, I don't know who that was. I saw the name. I didn't know who it was though. Topic ninth, what you mentioned on TikTok. Wristly's healed. Today was great. Oh, it's awesome to hear, Aaron. Good. How's the husband? How's the husband doing? The hubs. I was trying to say hubs and husband at the same time. Didn't come out right.
The Hubsons.
Husbands. Okay, so I'll say this: letting go. I'm struggling with it. Letting go of people. All right, Crystal, beautiful. So good. So here's our topic carrying over from TikTok, right? Crystal, can I get into what kind of? I'm not going to spill your life, but can I get kind of into what's going on, just so people understand where it's coming from? If not, I can make it very general. I don't either. I don't know why they tagged me. It might just be what somebody tagged you in a post.
The helicopter. We need like a sound effect for
the
the helicopter.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
We were talking to TikTok about letting go of people and not wanting to be alone, right? And it is a great topic because we've all been there, right? Mm-hmm. Crystal has been with a narcissist for a long time, okay? She talked about this a few weeks ago when she was on, and we talked about narcissism and how bad and how toxic it is. And like I was saying on TikTok, life is too short to be with shitbags, right? Life is too short and precious to waste our time with toxicity. If we know something is toxic for us, and say it's been 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Shit's not going to change. People, when they get away with treating you like shit for so long, the odds of them changing are slim to none. And I'm sorry, but that's when you need to step up and say, I'm done with this. My life is too precious for this. I don't mind being alone. What's the problem with being alone? Rhetorical question, right? Mm-hmm. Are we gonna die? Are we gonna not wake up the next day because we're alone? We're by ourselves on a holiday. What's so horrific about this? At our ages, we know, excluding Eric, at our ages, we know life's going to go on. We're okay to be alone. We're going to make it through the day, the month, the week, the year. So why do we keep allowing people to come back into our lives that are no good for us, right? And like Crystal's saying, she has a hard time letting go of people, right? But that becomes, is that love, right? Are you so in love you can't let go of a person? Or is it the chaos that we become addicted to? Is it the ups and the downs that we get addicted to, the dopamine rush, right? Why do we keep allowing it? and we want to hear from you guys, right? If there's anything you guys you guys know how it works. Come in the Discord, come and talk. You can come up and talk as a guest, chat in here. Tell us your experiences. When was a time you couldn't let go, and why do you think you couldn't let go? What was making you stay miserable? Phoenix is happily alone for the last 3 years almost, 3.5 years. Right?
And to Phoenix's point too, it's like one thing I'll say is, to an extent, the best relationship that you can have, right, is like with yourself. If you don't, if you're not happy with yourself, if you're not okay, like if you can't spend alone time in a room with just yourself and your own thoughts and everything like that, like how do you expect to do that with somebody else? Like,
yep.
They're a big part of a relationship is those just being in a room alone together, not saying anything, just watching TV or whatever it is that you guys are doing, right? Like, if you can't do that by yourself and not, be happy or at least content to an extent, like you can't do that with somebody else. So it is really important that you, are okay being alone to a degree, right? Like you shouldn't be a martyr or not a martyr. What's the word I'm looking for? Like a hermit, just like off living by yourself and everything like that, forever. No,
you gotta find balance.
Yeah,
right? There's got to be balance between being with somebody, but the whole point is that what would you rather do? Not be alone for a holiday, or be with someone that for a certainty is going to make you miserable and treat you like shit. Mm-hmm. Right? Why is this trade-off not more prevalent in people's minds? Why is it not in the forefront of your brain and your thought process? When you're sitting there and you're like, you know what? I've been with this person for 8 years, 10 years. They treat me like shit. I treat them like shit. We're so toxic. I can be alone for the next month, or I can be with this person and make it harder to leave in a month from now. Why do we keep going back? Eric, I think it's more of the change aspect that a lot of people probably aren't. Yeah, and Eric, I agree with that 100%. Right? Change is not accepted by a lot of people. I'm a perfect example. I cannot do change. Right? You guys remember coming from TikTok to this? Right? But what was my holdup? Change. Right? I don't like change. It fucks me up, and it holds true for people also. Down
Yeah,
120,
and look what happened. Now we love it here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm home alone 5-6 days a week, living out in the boondocks, and I love it. Yeah, you know that, like Phoenix said, Aaron. You know what? There's a difference between being alone and being lonely, right? And
Right.
the what's really bad is when you're with someone physically, but you're still lonely, right? Like I remember saying, when you're by yourselves and you're not talking, it's just silence, right? Being lonely with somebody next to you, that's not somebody you should be with,
Right.
right? That's not somebody you should be with.
Yeah, no, and it's like you know, like what Crystal was saying is that when you jump right into something again, right? Like you have that fear of being lonely, or you don't want to be lonely, or you're heartbroken, or whatever it is, whatever the reason is, that people end up just jumping right into something new without giving yourself that time to heal, giving yourself time to, you know, be okay with like yourself again. Then yeah, you end up like repeating the cycle. You go through that same kind of toxicity again, and it's just not good.
Yeah, and the thing with change, guys, is also nobody changes just to change. Nobody changes without having a reason to change, right? No different than a child, right? You're raising a child who's misbehaving. If they're not facing repercussions, but you're insisting that they change one day, why would they change? Right? If there's no repercussion to acting like a little dick, why are they going to change? They're not going to. And it's the same thing for grown-ups and shitty relationships. If someone's getting away with treating you like shit, why would they change? And you can't say, oh, because they're supposed to love me. Because if they loved you, they wouldn't be doing the shit they're doing in the first place.
Right.
Right? So it's like, at what point do we say, I have to be alone because I have to find myself? Right? Like Phoenix said, I'm sure we've all been through it. When we get out of bad relationships, we almost always find something that we didn't see for a long time. And a lot of times, you know what that is? Self-respect. Right? We're finally walking away from something that's keeping us down, someone that's treating us like dog shit and making us feel worthless. And now when that alone time afterwards, you realize, shit, I love myself too much for this. I respect myself too much for this, and I'm not going to let this happen again. But instead, we jump into another relationship.
Yeah.
And when it's that soon from the prior bad one, we're looking for bad, right? We're looking to continue that attention. And it's not good. It's not healthy. Yeah, Crystal, of course. You know, Crystal and I talk often. You know, we're just an amazing woman, amazing mom, and she's going through it, right? She just got out of a bad relationship with a narcissist, like I said, and found somebody else and jumped into something quick with this other person. And what I say to you yesterday, Crystal, alone time.
Yeah.
You need Crystal time, right? And I said this during the text, right? You need to be by yourself. Doesn't mean you're going to be lonely. It's going to be different, right? And you know, the person doesn't even live near you. So it's not like you're seeing them every day anyway. I told him today that the older he gets, the more like his mother he becomes. He knows I hated her. Even went as far to say I was beginning to hate him too. Yeah, you know what, Lisa, but you know, you feel bad for saying stuff like that because you're a good person, right? If you were a narcissist, you wouldn't give a shit what you had to say and how it made him feel, right? It's because you're a good person. But guys, there has to be a point in our lives that we say, I'm okay with being alone. This shit needs to end. Every day that passes that you stay in something bad is a day less off your life that you could have been happy.
Yep. And that's the most important thing at the end of the day is like at a certain point, you have to kind of be selfish, I guess. Like you have to think about yourself. You have to think about what's best for you and people around you, like especially if there's kids involved, you know, and you can't stay in those kinds of things like that. You have to move on from that.
Yeah, absolutely. And ask yourself, right? Why am I staying? Why am I doing this? Right? If you're not getting any, look, I get that all relationships had a good component to them at one point, or else we probably wouldn't be in the relationship.
Yeah.
The sad part is, though, is that most times that good part was so fucking long ago that we're still holding on to that feeling we had 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah.
It's like someone who's doing drugs for the first time, right? What's that hook, right? People do H the first time. Now they chase that high the rest of their lives, and it never happens. It's the same thing with relationships. We're holding on to that initial spark. It's not coming back.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way. Life doesn't work that way.
Have a good night, Eric.
Have a
Thanks for
good night,
sounding-
brother. Feel better, man. And that's the thing, Lisa, is he does know, right? He absolutely knows that you're going nowhere. But just like Crystal's Jamie felt she wasn't going anywhere, that she was never going to walk away, right? There's no bigger hit to a narcissist's soul than seeing they're losing control.
Mm-hmm. That's true. That is very, very true. They do not like that shit at all.
No,
They
don't know what to do.
No,
You know,
yeah.
for so long they had that they had their thumb holding you in the ground, having control of you, and all of a sudden that's gone. They don't know what to do, right? You know, we
Mhm.
talk about not accepting change, not liking change. A narcissist is 20 times, 30 times worse than that. Let's talk some time about the being alone and loving yourself and not some shallow ass. Like, yeah, but that's what this all
That's
comes
important.
down to. Why do we allow ourselves to hold shit people in such a high regard? When do we learn enough is enough? When do we learn that this is not going to get better?
Mhm.
Right? There has to be a boiling point. There has to be a line drawn in the sand that you say, if this relationship crosses this line, I'm done. It
Have
just
to do it. You have to put yourself
Yeah.
first. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
And
You
that's the thing. It's so hard.
you can't put anyone else in a important role in your life like that, you know, without putting yourself first, right? Like I love being like a provider and everything for my family, and I can't do that if I don't like take care of myself, if I don't make sure that I'm not like sick and that I'm healthy, I can get up and go to work every day. You know what I mean? So to a certain aspect, like you always have to do that. Like it's just a part of it, right? Like you can't you know, it's like your car, right? Like your car gets you around and everything like that, but if you don't maintain it, that it's not going to work for you. It's going to break down. It's going
Right.
to leave you on the side of the road. Like you have to maintenance. Sure about guys.
I stay
but
with Jamie
women
because since I
aren't
was in
taught
acting
their
addiction,
whole
yeah.
life that they need a man. Yeah, no, and honestly, I agree with you, Phoenix, on that, because it's like even if you go back to kind of like when y'all are little girls and everything, right? Like that's like the whole idea that you guys are given is like, you know, a man will take care of you or whatever, you know. And it's like in movies, it's like the whole princess idea and all that kind of thing. And I heard someone, like a woman say it one time, is that like women aren't taught to like how to love men, they're taught how to find a man. Like, and yeah, it's like makes sense to me.
Yeah, you know, and men aren't raised in that same way, right? You don't need a woman, right? We're
Yeah.
independent, we're this, we're that, but we do, right?
Oh
But
yeah.
you don't need a toxic person. You don't need a bad person, right? I'm going to bring this up. I'm not mentioning names. There's another member of the community who was in a relationship for a long time with somebody, and it got really bad. Right? It's been bad, but it got really, really bad.
Mhm.
It got to new levels of bad in recent times. This person started talking a lot about being very against toxicity and toxic people and toxic relationships. And if you're a man in a toxic relationship, she's not worth it. Get out of it. Get out of it. And right back to the toxicity again. So it's like, what is so bad to? And the person said, well, it was better than being alone on the holiday. That's one fucking day. And look, guys, I'm sorry. Thanksgiving is not a real holiday. I apologize. It's not Christmas. It's not your birthday. It's not. It's Thanksgiving. It's another Thursday to eat food. Okay. It's not like it's not an emotional holiday, I guess is a better way of saying it, right? It's not a relationship holiday. It's a family holiday. And if you have other family, why do you need a toxic person just for that one day? Right? It's like renting a friend, right? But who's going to do bad for you? So if you're together for so long, Why is that one day worth, and let's say that day went good, okay? You know, after so many years with that person, it's going to go bad. Why is it worth it? When do we draw that line? And Lisa, getting back to what you said, no, I don't think it's bad at all that if he was healthy, you'd be gone. I don't think that's bad at all. I think that's real. And I think it says a lot about who you are, right? And look, and you're in a different situation also, right? You know, where you live and stuff like that, and just your situation with him. It's almost like there's a codependency, right? And I want you to be happy, and I've told you this. So I'm not saying anything new. I want you to be happy, and unfortunately, and this goes to everybody, when we're in bad situations that don't change, we're losing time, folks. We're losing time. If we're gonna stick around another 10 years with that person, that's 10 more years of you losing yourself. That now you have to make yourself better from 10 more years of bad.
Yep. That just digging that hole deeper and deeper.
Yeah. And it's like, how far down do you want to go? Right? The ladder is only going to reach so far before you're going to be stuck down there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Crystal, of course. And you know what? It's not even about assurance. It's sometimes when we're in situations, we don't see the rational part of it. We don't see the unclouded part of it, right? We need someone else's point of view, an outsider looking in, right? Which is the whole purpose of this, right? I know you knew you weren't in a good situation because you told me, right? So I know you knew it. You needed that push to get the fuck out of there, right? And I need you to be alone. I need you to have crystal time.
Yep.
I mean, 100%. You know, it's like I'm saying, you know, life is so short, right? And I'm telling you guys, and I've been doing this a lot lately. Think about death. Think about it. And you're going to not want to waste any more time. Mm-hmm. Especially when you're in your 50s, your late 40s, right? We're not young anymore, right? We're not Eric, right? We're not 17, 18, 19 years old. We're grown-ass adults. A lot of us have kids. We're adulting, doing the parenting thing.
And even more so, like, tomorrow's not promised.
Nope. For
anybody on this world, right? So why spend it in something like that?
Yeah. Yep, 100%. I'm going to put up on Discord that 7 principles of life thing I was telling you guys about.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it. I want you guys to listen to it. It's so much of it. When you hear these 7 principles, you're going to say, holy shit, that's me. That's me.
Peace sprinkled in my bathroom.
Well, I'm going to tell you something about peeing in the bathroom. So I was raised to pee sitting down. And my mom did that to me, all my best guy friends growing up, my male cousins, because she didn't want pee sprinkled in the bathroom. So one of my good friends, my oldest friends, he's come on a bunch of times on TikTok. When he got married, his wife said to him, "Are you really peeing sitting down?" And he said, "Yeah, because Sandy raised me that way." His family shunned him, so he inherited his mom's house, and honestly, he'd have no one. Yeah, but Lisa, and you know what? But that should make you feel bad because you're a good person. But that can't be a reason. It can't be a reason to be unhappy, right? It doesn't matter how you look at the end of the day, guys. It doesn't matter what people think about you. It matters how you feel. It matters what truths you know, right? My ex is one of those. She will take into consideration the cashier's opinion behind the Staples cash register, right? Or the supermarket stock boy. She cares what everybody thinks, and it affects how she handles her own life. Fuck what people think. As long as you're doing nothing wrong or malicious, fuck what people think. You got to do you. All problems. I definitely didn't want either of them, but that's not the
coming in for a landing.
Girl, you like me. We both have to. And you know, and you guys do have big hearts to a fault, right? Because your big hearts are allowing somebody else to not be good to you. Right. And you're allowing yourself to accept it and take it, and it's not fair to you. Right. It's like Aaron said, when do you put yourself first? When are you number one?
You have to prioritize it. It has to be important.
Nobody should walk all over us, especially someone who's supposed to love us. And when that person does walk all over us, if we allow it to happen, we have to understand that we're at fault for that, right? We're not at fault for them being a dick in the first place. word fault for enabling it to continue. Right? Because if you made that line in the sand real crystal clear from the start, if it happened again, there wouldn't be 8 years, 10 years, 20 years, 40 years. It'd been done. And you wouldn't be where you are today. But it's never too late to draw that line in the sand. It's really never too late. It feels that way because we're older now. But how much more time do you want to waste? Get it, Lisa. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you know, if you want to come up and talk and everything, just hop in the Discord.
Exactly, Phoenix. And that's what the going back full circle. That's what the alone time allows you to realize. When you're alone and you're finally not dealing with the stresses of a relationship, especially a bad relationship, you're learning so much about yourself. You're processing so much about yourself that you forgot about while you were in that relationship. Guys, when you're in a toxic relationship, you're in survival mode, right? That's bottom line, right? You're in survival mode. You're just trying to get through the day. But why the fuck do you want to live that way? Why do you want to just get through? Why do you want to just exist and not live? Catch up here. No, this is something I'm passionate about. Yeah, it's we need to put ourselves first. And I know we all know this stuff, right? We all know as functioning adults that we should come first, right? We need to give ourselves our own time. But we also got to sometimes you got to turn to a group like this, right? To get that push, to get that motivation, to get that perspective, to get you to realize that you're worth more than this. You're worth more than this. We all are. And every day that we let pass that we're in the same situation is a lost day. And taking somebody back is even worse because now you're enabling you're enabling them to act the way they've been acting to the next degree. Crystal, I need you to have crystal time. I'm going to keep on harping on that until you fucking do it.
Yeah, you're just going backwards too. You know, if you just keep repeating the same thing, right? It's like, isn't that like the definition of insanity? Just repeating the same thing over and over again, thinking for it's going to be a different outcome. It never is, though. It's always the same.
There are reasons for that I don't. There are things that most will never know. Dave knows more than most, but there's some things I would thought, yeah. And like I've told you, Lisa, you know, when and if you're ever ready and comfortable enough to talk about that stuff, you know, that stays in my vault. First time I grocery shop for just me, I froze. I forgot what I like to eat because I'd always catered to what he liked. Literal panic. Yeah, but that makes sense though. You know, that can kind of make sense, right? It sounds, you know, funny reading it, but it does make sense. When you're living for somebody else and not yourself, you forget who you are, right? You really do. It sounds stupid, but you really do. And Huff, you want to come up?
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. We're gonna bring up Glenn. He wants to come up and talk. So, if anybody else wants to come up and talk, you know, you guys just come and hop in the Discord, and we can bring you guys up here too. So,
I know you are, Crystal. I just like busting your chops. I know you're listening. This time.
What's up, Glenn?
Hey, would you stop harassing your clients already?
Well, per HIPAA, no.
Hey, gentlemen.
What's best for everybody?
So my Thanksgiving, honestly, I hated this Thanksgiving, and you guys are hinting at, you guys are talking about the reasons why I hated my Thanksgiving. But before I get there, in other words to what you're saying, Dave, like I was married. The wife I'm with now is my second wife. I was married to another woman in my younger 20s. Everybody told me not to marry her. I was young and stupid. I didn't listen. I don't even know why we got married, being completely honest. I really don't know why. I proposed to stop an argument, and then that's how it started. She was a narcissist. She was bipolar. I was raised to never hit a woman. And for those that don't know what I look like, I am 6'1". I've always been around 280, 320 pounds. So I'm a big athletic guy, but I was raised to never hit a woman. So I wouldn't hit you. and she literally took advantage of that and smacked me around, and beat the crap out of me. But she didn't like have a knife or in her hand or anything, so like I'm not going to defend myself. Um, so she was absolutely a narcissist in every sort of the way. It wasn't until that I found out she had cheated on me, at least that I know of, at least 5 times, and so we split up. And um, I slowly, because when you guys know, when you're with a narcissist, eventually they slowly start to mold you into the person they want you to be. And I totally 100% was under this like spell of like I wasn't me. I wasn't Glenn Huff. I was just whatever person. The only times I was close to myself is when we had parties. We had a lot of parties, but I slowly started getting myself back, and when I started getting myself back, that's whenever she tried to talk to me a couple of times, and the one time she hit me again, and this is when I completely had rediscovered myself within like 30 to 30 seconds to a minute. I cocked my arm back like I was going to unload, and that's whenever she realized that I wasn't the guy she thought I was anymore. I was me again, and she went from the middle of the car to the driver's door because she was scared. And that was me saying, "Yeah, that's right, bitch. I am not that coward anymore." Um, stop letting people, just like she did me. Stop letting people make you feel small.
Mm-hmm.
Like my entire life, and this is now I'm going towards Thanksgiving. My entire life, I have been made to feel like the black sheep because my whole family slash extended family is full of doctors, lawyers, optometrists, teachers. Not any of them besides like two cousins that I'm not really close with didn't go to college and become something. And then there's little old Glenn that the best job I had was working at Cricket Wireless. And that, don't know if you guys don't know this, but that does not require a 2 or 4 year degree. So I've always felt like the black sheep. I've always felt like I had to make myself small around everybody else because I was just a peon person. I wasn't anything special until I got the Cricket Wireless job that I had, and then I realized uh, for the first time in my life that I'm not stupid. I am smart. I am something worth bragging about. I am something worth talking about. I am capable of marrying an amazing woman, the woman I'm married to now. Um, you are more than what you think you are. You can be anything you damn well want to be. All you got to do is just lift up that veil and see behind those cloudy hazel, whatever you want to call clouds that are in front of you, and you can see the wonders that are exist that are within your grasp. My cousins, not my cousins, my nephews. Um, I love them to pieces, but I don't want my kids to feel like I have an 11-year-old little boy and a 7-year-old girl, and I don't want them to grow up with these cousins, my nephews, and to feel in any way whatsoever like I did, like I'm a black sheep because I didn't go to college. Just on the outside chance, because I don't know if my kids being this young if they're going to go whatever they're going to be. But I want to make sure that I can set the groundwork that my kids don't have to, if I can, worry about to feel like I did, because that was the one of the worst feelings ever. Besides the crap I went through with my ex-wife, the feelings I felt throughout the entire time of my life because of the family that I had, that was some of the toughest feelings I've ever had to deal with. And like I didn't have anybody to really talk to, because like I love my parents to pieces. They're the best parents I could have ever gotten. But no parents are perfect, and I always felt like until now I didn't feel comfortable talking about the stuff with my parents. I can now with my dad. My dad's like my best friend, but back then I didn't feel this way, and I just don't want my kids to go through anything sort of what I did. We were all sitting at the Thanksgiving table. We have Thanksgiving with our sisters at 1, and then we have it at my house at 5. And I'm just listening to my nephews. My nephew Jaden is 20. My his brother, the middle nephew Dylan, is 19, and then my youngest nephew Bryce is 16 or 17. And my middle nephew Dylan was just talking, and you guys know how younger people can be, all cocky and full of themselves and everything. And I'm just listening to him talk. He's talking about how people are stupid if they're going to Slippery Rock because of they're just a party school reputation and blah blah blah. And just the way I'm hearing him talk and the way the conversation is steering, it's like a backflash of listening to the same stuff I dealt with whenever I was their age, sitting around a table at Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, and listening to my whole extended family talk. And it just made me just relive everything all within like a 5 minute like span. And it made me bring up all these feelings I had buried about feeling like a black sheep. And from that night until the next day at work, until I talked to my good friend Aiden at work, and my buddy Eric, I just had these feelings buried, and I was angry, and my whole family, my wife and my kids could tell, but I wasn't revealing it. I just don't want my kids to. I apologize. I know I'm rambling. I just don't want my kids to go through anything like that. And when I hear a lot about some of the people here with what they're going through, it reminds me also of the same stuff I went through with my ex-wife. And I love you guys all so very much. I may never even get the chance to meet you all, but I love you guys so very much. Dave and Baron, especially all the stuff you guys have done for me. I'm not going to bring up everything because you guys know the stuff, but I just so badly want you guys to see the wonders that are behind that veil that you can't see past. Because if you get there and you see them, your mind's going to be blown and you are going to be so happy. And you're going to be like, Dave, Baron, whoever, you won't believe what's going on in my life right now. And I love you guys so very much. We're always here to talk. Oh, I'm trying not to cry. You guys are doing it, man. I'm a stone faced, feel 43-year-old man. I don't ever cry, and you guys are getting it to start. I love you guys very much, and I don't know what else I can say, Dave, Baron. But I've been missing you guys so very much because ever since Thanksgiving night, I have been wanting to do this to talk to you guys about everything that's been going on. But on the positive, because you guys know my son went through a football tournament. They went with amongst 499 teams to 500. They won their first game 22-0. Their second game 7-6, and that team was undefeated in their own league. And then they lost their third game in the semifinals 8-0. So they placed fourth out of 500 teams.
That was the one in Tennessee, or that was a different one?
No, that was the one in Tennessee.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
And, you know, but
if you guys, if you want to, yeah, go ahead.
You're having these, you're having these feelings that you don't want your kids to go through what you went through. You know, that's commendable, right? Why would we want our kids to hurt, in a way that we hurt, right? I'm sorry you had to go through all that shit. You know, and it stings extra when it's people like we were saying before with relationships, people who were supposed to love us treat us like shit hurts more than if, you know, then obviously if it's not someone that we care about or someone who's supposed to love us, right? So I mean, you know, kudos to you for caring that much about your kids in the first place to even, you know, reflect on something like this.
Mhm.
You know, but you also have to know that, you know, you have our numbers, you have Discord, you know, you didn't have to hold this in for 5 days, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was
So,
thinking the same thing. Like, yeah, man, you could have reached
yeah,
out any point in time since
yeah.
Thanksgiving. Man.
Okay. Before I get the 1,000 lashings, I didn't just hold this in. My very good friend Aiden, that I talk to every day at work about
At
everything,
work, yeah.
I have already talked about this
All right,
stuff
good.
with him and everything. So it's not like I've been like bursting at the
Okay.
seams to like spew this stuff out. I knew I needed to talk about this with you guys too.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I'm not just like
Happy.
hurting myself like by holding it in this whole thing.
Well, a day
happy-
late or a week or whatever it is, I'm glad you did. So
We appreciate you, brother.
yeah.
We really do.
Whatever you say, Dad.
Hey, only
I've
my
been
wife
called
gets
dad
to call
more
me
fucking
dad.
times. I've been called dad more times since I started doing lives than my own son refers to me as dad. That's fucking great. That's fucking awesome. Yeah, actually, my son's gonna be.
Oh,
21.
and Lisa Gale, this girl, right? I don't know if you guys follow her on TikTok. Lisa, this girl is a hottie. This woman. Oh, I saw her one video, and it was just her singing and being goofy. I'm like, oh, I never realized how pretty Lisa was.
Love you, Glenn. Lisa's saying.
I'd be down for a trip to New Orleans. It's been years since I've been to New Orleans.
Yeah, I haven't been there since Katrina.
I
No, I'm
think
wrong.
it
I'm
was
lying.
before that, yeah. Since I had been down there, yeah.
2008 Mardi Gras. Your guys' tax dollars paid for me and two of my partners to spend 3 nights there.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Yeah.
That was a couple years after Katrina, so it was a little different than it was the first time I was there, but it was still a good time.
Maybe we need to have Doge Maybe we need to have Doge dig into that, huh?
What's that?
That's not a
I
thing anymore.
said
right?
maybe we. I don't know. I just thought it would be funny.
I think didn't they get rid of that? Didn't that like just like shut down?
I don't think so. They were questioning him on X, and he's like, "Oh no, this is I don't know what the heck." Reuters is saying that yeah, it still exists right now.
Okay. I know they were like trying to go after it for a long time, but I don't know. I honestly don't keep up with that shit too much. I could care less
Oh,
about
dude, man,
that whole world and
my whole Thanksgiving, my mother-in-law is like, okay, I have 3 mother-in-laws. I have my wife's biological mother, her stepdad's girlfriend, which we call Grandma 2.0, and then my wife's biological dad's wife. So like it gets confusing. But anyway, my one mother-in-law was like trying to talk about politics, and I'm like, you ain't gonna get me to bite because I'm too damn busy to even look at.
Yeah, holidays and politics don't mix.
Nothing in politics mixes,
Yeah, true.
Like just besides politics, and even that shit doesn't mix well. So
Yeah.
and yeah, fuck it. I don't give a shit unless it affects me in my little bubble that I live in right here. Like I could care less, to be totally honest.
I got you.
Okay,
you.
we just got checks for
Oh,
$200. All New York State residents got a check for $200 from the governor, and
that's
I
cool.
had no idea that we were even getting it.
Yeah,
And
see?
a couple of people said to me, like, "Oh, you know, it's all over the news." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't watch the news."
Yeah, like I'd vote for that though. You know what I mean? They want to send me a check for $200. I'd get my vote on something. Shit.
Well, yeah, well, I mean, you know, considering the 87% we pay in taxes, you know, I guess getting the $200 check back was kind of worth it.
You know, like, right? That's
Unreal. I'm like, I just gave you guys $3,700 2 weeks ago. Thank you for the $200 refund.
right.
Feel free to.
Maybe he'll do like you promised, Dave, and reduce your guys' rents too.
Yeah. Fuck her. Fucking
Yeah.
hate her. But I'm not gonna get into that
We'll
part.
see. We'll see. Lower rent would sure be nice. I'd appreciate that. in whatever form it comes in. Just pay.
I
Do
can't
you
imagine
guys
that
have
shit
any
sucks.
questions? Do you guys have any questions for me in regards to anything I was saying at all?
Questions? Nah.
No.
No,
Okay,
sir.
I just wondered.
I do appreciate you
No,
saying
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Appreciate you saying
As always, we always appreciate you coming up and talking, man. Yeah, no, you made good points, and like you said, I don't think that it's right that you know, that people like deflect their stuff over onto people, especially like younger kids and you know, people in families and stuff like that. Like, and that's where like the majority of that shit stems from, right? Is like deflection from people dealing with their own stupid shit or whatever it is that they have going on in life, and they end up pushing that off on other people, and you know, it sucks, man. But at the very end of the day, and just kind of like what we've all been talking about, like this whole episode, whatever you want to call it, is just like, you know, you focusing on yourself and like being okay with yourself and who you are and loving yourself is like one of the most important things that you can do, because then none of that shit can affect you. And that's the best thing that you can teach your kids in this world, because we live in a really fucking ugly world nowadays, especially with social media. Is to build that shield up where you just are impenetrable, right? Like the outside shit just can't get to you. And it's like, it's one of the most important things you can do, in my opinion, is just, you know, have thick skin. Like, we need more of that nowadays.
It's just
It's
getting
like
way
I
too
said.
oversensitive.
It's like I said in the chat. My dad told me 15 years ago, whenever I was just starting to like, after my ex-wife, I was like, I don't want any contacts at all. I'm just gonna have fun and be single. So I won't lie. For a while, my friends referred me to as a man whore. So you know, we live and learn. But my dad told me 15 years ago. He said that if when you're happy and content by yourself, is whenever you know truly that you're ready for somebody. And I, right about the time that I felt feeling like that is when I met my now wife. So it's just kind of funny how that pans out.
Yeah, and it makes sense. I mean, it's like, you know, when they say you can't love somebody else unless you love yourself,
Mhm.
right? It kind of goes along the lines of that, and it really makes sense. And I never really believed in that shit, but as I'm getting older, I'm realizing that it really does make sense, right? Like, how can you be happy if you're not happy alone? Like,
Mhm.
why do I need to be reliant on someone else for my own happiness? Right? You know, someone should add to your happiness. They should add some brightness to your day, but you shouldn't need somebody else to make your days happy and sustainable and doable. And you know, it shouldn't be that way.
Your partner
But
should be a companion. They should not be the person that has to fix you, that has to heal you, that has to do any of that shit for you or anything like that. They should be there if you still like, and I'm not saying that you have to be 100% perfectly like healed or whatever you want to call it going into relationships. Like, nobody ever really is, right? Like, we will forever carry traumas with us for the rest of our lives and everything like that. But you need to be in a place where you can at least be supportive of your partner when they're going through shit, and be in a place where you can deal with your shit in a way that doesn't affect the relationship in a negative way. Like, you have to be able to meet in that middle ground and go, hey, you know, like, I'm dealing with some shit or whatever, and be like emotionally mature enough to deal with your shit without taking it out on your partner, or vice versa.
yep, I agree 100%. 100%. And it's, you know, that's a good topic for another night. Is, you know, how do we get there?
Mm-hmm.
Right? You know, like how do we all know what we're supposed to do, how we're supposed to be, what we're supposed to want, but we can't seem to do it?
Mm-hmm.
I think that'd be a great topic one night. You know, why do we let ourselves get into situations in the first place with all the red flags, all the, you know, all the signs in the world? Why do we still allow it to happen? And another topic is, why can't we love ourselves the way that we need to? Like, why does it take extremes for us to love ourselves
Mm-hmm.
or to find ourselves? Why do we need something bad to happen for good to come out of it? Why can't we just bring it on our own?
Yep. and we're capable of it. It's
And
just it's the doubt and everything. You know, that's like
Yeah.
a big part of it.
in regards to that, Dave, too, I feel like within the last 20 to 25 years, it's made social media has made that so much more difficult too.
I agree.
Mhm.
I agree. You know, you guys know I say it all the time, right? Social media, especially TikTok, it breeds bullying, it breeds insecurity, right? We see all these things that we aren't, we don't have, we can't have. We see how people are getting so much for literally offering fucking nothing, and we can't get it for ourselves, right? We feel that we have so much more to offer, but social media is telling me it's not good enough, right? You have to do less to get more, right? And it does make us more insecure, and it does make us question our own lives and our own worth.
It's impossible standards to live up to that we just can't, you know. And the crazy thing too is that they're fake, right? Like Dave talks about this
Yeah.
stuff all the time. Is that people fake this shit on social media constantly. They're all
Yeah,
fake lives and everything like that, and then we're all trying to live up to that, and it's not even
Yeah.
real. Like it's
And that's the
delusional.
thing that we think about that. We are so down on ourselves that we look at other people's shit and we say, oh, that's too good to be real. That's too good to be true, but we still believe it, accept it, and strive for it.
Mhm.
But it's not real. Paul, the second guy, gaslit me because I go. Well, there's a reason he did that, Crystal, because you caught him doing something.
Like
Right?
Lisa just said,
You know,
yeah. You call
Yeah,
him.
exactly. I'll be very honest with you guys. When I cheated on my son's mom, the first time, I got so mad that I started punching holes in the walls. I was mad not at her, but because she caught me. Right? I was mad at the situation, right? And it's this. It was disgusting of me, right? But I mean, you know, I was caught, and at that point, I felt that I was about to lose my marriage. And like at that nanosecond, I didn't want to lose my marriage, even though I was cheating. Right? But when you're caught, you don't want to take the blame for yourself. So of course he got mad. Look what you found out about him. Right? I mean, he's an SO. So I mean, of course he's gonna get mad at you.
Yeah.
Right? But how could we have avoided that, Crystal? Crystal time. Right?
Exactly. All right, guys. We are gonna end up wrapping it up here. It is that 9 o'clock mark, and I'm tired. It's been a long ass day. Jen is actually sick too, so I gotta go take care of the wifey. Yeah, she came down with like a head cold, so it's been going around all this weather change and everything.
You guys keep passing everything back and forth.
I know, yeah. That's why I told her we were playing hot potato with this shit for the past like week or so. But yeah, no, I'm finally feeling better. But now it's my turn to go take care of her. She took good care of me while I was sick. So, but yeah,
Shout out to your wife, Baron. Shout out to your wife, Baron. I don't know how you were able to monitor your businesses that you run yourself, plus work, plus do this. So shout out to your wife.
yeah, I don't know why she stays with me and all of my bullshit.
That should be another topic for that. That should be a topic one night
Right?
too.
I'll try and get her to come on and talk.
supporting cast.
Yeah, I'll try and get her to
Yeah.
come up and talk sometime.
Yeah.
She
Because
can
guys, in all
explain to you
honesty, real
guys.
fast, I mean, Aaron and I really couldn't do this without Jen and Kat,
Mhm.
right? I mean, you know, to you know, you think about it, we have women in our lives that not only want us to do what makes us happy, but they support it. They're a part of it, right? You
Mhm.
see, Kat gets on with me. Jen's gonna hopefully come on one night, right? But she's, you know, we have a supporting cast, and it's so important because if they weren't supportive of this, we wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
I
wouldn't
mean,
be
if it
able
was
to.
causing grief and affecting our family lives, we couldn't do this.
Yeah.
So shout out to both of them. You know,
Yeah, it is a
we're
big
very
deal.
lucky.
They definitely make a lot of sacrifice for us to be able to come on here and do this, and yeah, we love them. Couldn't do it without them. So definitely, we love you guys too, and I hope you guys enjoy tonight and our little chit chats and hangouts and everything. And is NyQuil safe?
What's that?
I hope
Is
she feels
NyQuil
better. I
safe?
just had to take NyQuil. Oh.
I mean, NyQuil, there's nothing wrong with it as long as you don't take too much of it.
Yeah, or mix it with like alcohol or anything
Alcohol.
like that.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to have actually, you know what? If you want to have like a warm and fuzzy experience, drink a lot of NyQuil, but don't. Because you'll end up like the way I get with the Ambien. You guys will end up like that with too
Just
much
don't
NyQuil.
chase the rabbit. That's
Yeah.
That is so funny that Dave said that, because I literally started hearing that Little John play song in my head. Shot, everybody!
I see. I understand now the safety thing. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, feel better, and
You're fine in a small dose.
hope everyone has a good night, and we will see you guys next time.
See you guys Thursday night.
Yeah,
Love you guys.
fellas.
The session is done, the time has passed. You feel a little lighter than you felt the last. That heavy load, we laid it on the wood where it could be seen and finally understood. You picked up your feet, now it's time to move along. You leave that chessboard no longer in the sun. The night has now the day. The light for now is gone, but your voice is steady and your heart is getting strong. The path outside the park, it looks the same. It's safe all along, but you're walking now in a brand new kind of frame. Though the darkness comes, you're more than it can bring. It's not gone forever, those shadows and the sting. But you know the new song that your spirit can sing. You're not fighting alone, you just need to hold the line. We'll be back here again when the time is right. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday night. Just keep the lessons, the bonds we built side by side as we all stand together in this mad and crazy world. So carry the peace like a stone in your hand, a quiet reminder across the concrete land. The bench is still open, it's waiting for you, but the strength that you find